welcome to another brand new episode of Salford Weekly. It's episode 3. I just can't believe it's been 3 weeks already. I'm your host, Beth.
And I'm Drew, and you're watching us live from Media City, and we've got such a fantastic show put together for you today with all of the latest from in and around Salford.
Today we're going to be testing our knowledge on northern slang in this week's Drew versus Beth. Words are all submitted by you lot at home via the Instagram, so thank you very much for the support.
And because Monday was World Porridge Day, our reporter Scarlett has been researching and asking on the various ways that you eat your porridge.
We then will be chatting live with BBC Sport and Five Live reporter Ben Croucher about his job next door in live radio and TV.
Then, of course, our resident quizmaster Faith will be showing us what she's got in store for this week's quiz. That and more to come over the next half hour.
But first, Royal Mail is undergoing a walkout strike today with plans to strike 2 more times in the following weeks.
The Communications Worker Union has been in constant feud with Royal Mail representatives wanting better payments and better treatment for their postal workers. They expect up to 115,000 workers to participate in the walkout.
And as expected, this will affect thousands of people who are expecting packages today or tomorrow. Our reporter George Ike has gone out and interviewed some of the people affected by the strike.
All the birds are singing, and the day is just beginning. Pat feels he's a really happy man.
Postman Pat might feel like a really happy man, but it's a very different story for these postal workers from Cross Lane's delivery office. Today in Salford, thousands of parcels will be taking a little bit longer to pass through this Royal Mail sorting office. Now that's because staff at the Communication Workers Union who work at Royal Mail are going on strike over pay and conditions. It's not the first, and it certainly won't be the last strike action over the next few weeks. But if you're planning on posting a letter today, it might take a little bit longer to get where it needs to go.
We're out here striking for better pay and for better conditions, and just making sure the company stays as it is. It's serving the public, just like it has done for the past 500 years. It's getting a lot worse, a hell of a lot worse. And we used to be on a decent wage, but it just seems like everybody else has caught up with our wage and ours hasn't moved forward. It's just stayed stagnant. That's the reason why everybody's out at the moment. We've been with a public service. I've been for the past 500 years, and at the moment, all it is, it's just about profit, nothing else. Nothing at all else but profit. So we're all suffering because all we want is just to come in, do your job, earn a decent wage, and just like everybody else who goes out to work every day.
But for some, the Royal Mail strikes are having a profound impact on their small businesses.
I sell live insects, and I sell live insects to people that have gardens or houseplants and have pest problems on those plants. I sell natural predators that combat pest problems sort of organically without using chemical sprays and effectively. Royal Mail have said that they're prioritising 24-hour tracked parcels and special delivery items. I've not really seen that happen. So things that were 24-hour service went on a Tuesday, didn't arrive until Sunday.
With little sign of agreement in sight, the Communication Workers Union still have more strike action planned, including Black Friday week, where they'll strike on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and the following Monday, Wednesday and Thursday. George Ike, Salford Weekly, Cross Lane.
Thanks, George. Make sure to tune in next week and keep up with our news team as they bring you the latest on Salford news. Joining us in the studio now is BBC Sport and 5 Live reporter Ben Croucher. Hello, Ben.
Hello, how you doing? You okay?
Yeah, good, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, very well, very well.
It's so good to have you in the studio because you're our official first guest of the series.
I am honoured.
Yeah.
I am
What a
honoured. Thanks for having me.
It's so good to have you here. Just tell us a little bit about the things that you do.
Yeah, so a bit of a jack of all trades, really. So work for BBC Radio 5 Live and BBC Sport, as you mentioned. So currently I'm working on 5 Live Breakfast, so I'm their sports guy in the morning. So tune in and I give you the sports news, but wearing a few other hats, I'm also heavily involved in TV. We've got our own show on the BBC iPlayer called The Football News Show. Also do some reporting for BBC Breakfast and BBC News, getting out and about, doing a bit of football commentary, a bit of football reporting, a little bit of everything. It's it's really good fun.
It's quite nice to have, I suppose, that variation. Have you got a favourite though? I mean, we're here on TV at the moment, but do you prefer radio?
Do you know what? I think TV is probably where my passion lies. It all started when I was in student TV, to be honest. I have my own
Like
sport.
this, then.
Exactly,
Yeah.
It's exactly like this. It's so great coming and seeing what you guys are doing. It puts what I was doing about 15 years ago to complete shame. But at my student TV days, I'd have my own sports show. I kind of produced and presented, so I'd spend hours and hours in an edit suite, just crafting VTs and getting used to presenting, getting used to holding cameras, and it is exactly the same as what I'm doing now. I'm sitting at an edit machine, every now and then I'll go out and hold a camera, do the presenting. It's absolutely identical. It's just, luckily we get to do it on a nice national and international platform at times, but yeah, it's nothing changes really.
Yeah. And I mean, do you find, like, what advice do you have from going to student TV into doing it on the BBC?
Into the big deal.
Yeah,
exactly. Be prepared to work. It is a really competitive industry to get into, and I'm really, really fortunate to do what I do, and I make no bones about that. You do need to work hard, but I think the main piece of advice I give is just have a passion, and whatever that passion is. My passion is sport. Since I was young, since I was in my Year 6 assembly at school, reading out match reports in front of everyone, that is what my passion is and what my passion has always been. But whether it's fashion, whether it's politics, whether it's news like George's report on the postal workers there, if you've got that passion, run with it and tell people about your passion, and be prepared to work hard, be prepared to ask questions, because it is all about that work ethic. It's not necessarily about a qualification you've got or a piece of paper. It is all about, have you got that something about you? Have you got that passion? Have you got that willingness to go above and beyond? And that's going to set you apart from other people in this industry, and gain as many skills as you possibly can. If you want to be a presenter, learn how to use a camera, learn how to edit. If you want to be a director, learn how the sound works, learn how all the vision mixing works. Learn every aspect of the job you can, because these days it's not just about being a TV presenter or a radio presenter or anything like that. You need to be skilled across so many different platforms, because you guys already know so much more about social media and TikTok and Be Real and anything, and that is where the future of our industry is going. It's not about doing linear TV and radio, it's about podcasts and everything like that, and you guys are perfectly placed to be able to do that. So learn that technology and you'll be putting me out of a job in no time.
Well, tell us a little bit about the London 2012 Olympics, because you mentioned that earlier with the diving. It sounds amazing. It
was probably the coolest thing I've ever done. So when I started in the industry, London 2012, so I must have been, 22 or something at the time, and I got the opportunity to be one of the in-stadium presenters there. So I did diving, water polo, wheelchair basketball and goalball at the Paralympics as well, and I was the guy on the big screen getting you to do the Macarena and the Mexican waves, and I was very fortunate to do Tom Daley's final at London 2012, where we had, like, David Beckham was in the crowd, Louis from One Direction, we had the Prime Minister there.
You don't get a better audience than that, really,
do you? That's the lineup,
And it's just, the atmosphere was just incredible, and you tell them to start shouting and they started shouting, and the Aquatic Centre at London 2012 was such a, like, the noise just went round the place. It was unbelievable, and I have to pinch myself now that I actually got to do it. It was, I think my career peaked when I was 22, so.
And do you have any like advice for students wanting to get into journalism, or even sports journalism? Sports journalism,
just know your subject. That's going to be the key thing. Know what you're talking about. Be an expert on whatever it is. Like I said earlier, if it's politics, if it's news or whatever, but because you're not going to fool anybody. If you want to get into it, you need to know your stuff.
That's some fantastic advice there. So thanks so much to Ben for joining us and talking to us all about what you do.
Pleasure, thanks for having me.
And whilst we have you here, actually, since you specialise in all things sports presenting, we wondered if maybe you'd be interested in introducing our sports segment for us.
I will give it a go. Where am I going to be? Where am I looking?
Down camera one, I believe.
Straight
we
good to
go for it.
Okay, right. Now then, with Max Verstappen winning not only the Japanese Grand Prix, but also his second world title in a row this previous weekend, and Manchester United defeating Everton at home, it is safe to say it has been a busy week in the world of sport. Here's Callum Paxton with more.
Welcome to This Week in Sport. We'll be talking Formula 1, football and Manchester Giants. It was the Japanese Grand Prix this weekend, and Max Verstappen could be world champion, but boy was it a great Japanese Grand Prix. Max Verstappen only had to win the race and beat Charles Leclerc by 8 points and Perez by 4. Well, it hadn't done the last corner. Charles Leclerc went a bit wide, cut the chicane, Perez battling with him, which meant that Leclerc got a 5-second penalty, but it was all confusion because there was a red flag, and people in the world of F1 didn't realise that 1 point could have been awarded because the race restarted after the red flag finished with a checker flag. We finally got the cost cap news for 2021 from the FIA for Formula 1. And I'm going to read this statement here. The FIA have issued certificates of compliance to 7 of the 10 competitors fully. Aston Martin is considered to be in procedural breach. Williams has complied with an exception of a previous breach which was sorted in May 2022. The big news is that Red Bull Racing is considered to be in procedural and minor overspend breaches. Red Bull put out this statement. We note the findings by the FIA of minor overspend breaches with surprise and disappointment. We need to carefully review the FIA's findings. There is of course a process under the regulation with the FIA which we will respectfully follow, but we consider all the options available to us. So that's the big news in the F1 world. Max Verstappen may be world champion, but the cost cap has just come out and it's a big one. On Friday, we had the Manchester Giants versus Chester Phoenix in a derby of all derbies live on Sky Sports, and Chester lost to Manchester Giants 104-82. There was a brilliant dunk by Taj Green, and Sky Sports even said, you know what, there's not top 5 plays of the week. They just showed that same dunk 5 times in different angles. In football now, and it was Man City versus Southampton first. It was a 4-0 win for Man City, with goals from Phil Foden, Erling Haaland, Riyad Mahrez, and a banger from João Cancelo. In a 4-0 win that even Southampton just was like, they didn't even have a shot on target. That's how good this Man City team is. Let's move on now to Man United versus Everton in a 2-1 win for Man United, which saw them going a goal behind with a goal from Alex Iwobi. And a banger again from Anthony, and Cristiano Ronaldo banked his 700th goal of his career, which is a brand new record. This is the one that now finally kickstart this Manchester United season. That's all for this week in sport. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks Callum, and there's even more from him coming next week, so don't forget to tune in for all of your sporting updates.
And last week, our artistic abilities were put to the test in a Pictionary game. However, this week is going to be a little bit different.
Yes, because this week we're going to be competing using our linguistic abilities in a way that might be to most people watching at home.
Well, neither of us are from the north, so I feel like our knowledge of northern slang is somewhat lacking. So once again, Holly Roberts is back in the studio to bring words the Instagram has suggested we should know.
Hello, welcome.
Welcome back.
My whiteboard's upside down.
Right, well, technical
Good start
errors.
already.
I'm doing northern slang with you. It's going to look like this now. We are backwards.
Salford
We're
Weekly,
upside down. Yeah, weekly Salford.
Yeah. So I'm obviously very northern, and the show is also very northern.
Yeah.
You guys, however, are not.
No.
I'm
Where are you from
no.
there?
The Midlands, East Midlands.
Where are you from?
From Guernsey.
So you couldn't
like-
be further
Yeah,
away
you're,
from the north.
Well,
you're
yeah.
probably, yeah.
So how do you think you're going to do?
I
Guess some
don't think
northern
I'll do
slang.
well.
See.
I'm not very good with slang, let alone northern
No.
slang.
But you live with me, so
True.
maybe that helps.
Yeah, true.
Maybe
So you've
you
got an
hear me say it.
advantage here.
Maybe.
Little
Yeah, maybe. Do you have many northern friends, Drew?
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
I
I
do
mean,
actually.
living here, you
Living
probably
here,
do,
I do,
yeah.
yeah. So I hear some words. I'm like, what's that mean? But we'll see.
Yeah.
See
Yeah.
how I do today.
Well, I've got some that I've created and some that I've got fellow helpers and Instagram people to help with.
Okay.
So I also messaged some of my Lee's friends in a panic.
recommendation.
Can you give
Yeah.
me some northern slang? So we're going to start with ginnel.
Oh,
You know, I know this. I do, yeah. I
Do you know what a
this.
ginnel is? Right.
do.
Just what do you think it is?
I
Well,
don't even know.
I think it's like a little alleyway down the back of the house. Like,
Yeah,
You know, yeah.
it is.
Down the Ginnel.
It is. You go down
I
again.
wouldn't have got that. No way.
Is
You
it? I'm
really
gonna
don't
get
think
one.
you've never
That's
heard
it.
that?
No, never heard that at all. No.
Actually, that is
Right.
crazy.
I'm gonna learn something from this. I'm gonna
Exactly,
start using
exactly.
these words.
Then we've got jib it off.
It's jib it off.
So I'm gonna I don't want to go to this lecture. I'm gonna jib it off.
Oh, like,
Like dash off.
wouldn't like bunk it off, like not go.
Yeah, forget about
Run
it.
off. Oh,
Okay.
no.
Sort
I'm
of.
not gonna get any of these. I'm
don't-
so bad.
I mean, with context, it's slightly easier.
How
Yeah.
do you know
What would you
these?
think it was before I said the context?
Jib it off. I thought it was all one word and
Jib
not
it
a
off.
phrase, so that
Jib it
first
off.
of all confused me. But jib it off.
Jib it off.
I don't know.
Do you think you'll use it anytime soon?
I
I'll
can't
probably
say I
forget in
will,
about
but
10 minutes.
No.
jib it off. I might try it.
Jib it
I'm
off.
gonna jib it off.
What would you say instead?
I bunk off, going to not go.
What about you?
Skive.
Skive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skive.
Sky feels very like high school to me. I'm gonna
Yeah.
skive off my lesson.
Skive off, yeah.
Okay, we've got this normal argument. You've probably heard it before. Is it a bread roll, a bread
Oh,
cake, or a
no.
bread bap?
See, I say bread roll.
I wouldn't even say any of them. I'd say a cob.
A cob?
A cob.
Like a corn on the cob.
Wait, you mean what? Like, you know, like a round, like...
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
a
roll.
cob. Yeah.
A roll. No, but I'm going to say up here, I think it's a bap, isn't it?
Pardon?
A bap?
A bap.
A bap, yeah,
Bap.
I say bap.
It's bap. Bap.
I would never
Yeah.
say bap.
Bap.
Never.
I did when you have like.
Would
yeah,
you
I'd say,
say that,
I'd say
though?
bacon bap, sausage
I'd
bap,
say bacon cob or bacon
cob.
roll.
I feel like it's a big argument.
Yeah.
You see it on like Twitter a lot.
Yeah.
it's,
it's
it's
common
like the
argument.
Jaffa
Which one is
cakes
it?
thing.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
We will never get into the Jaffa
we're
cake
never getting
argument
that
here.
argument.
I say bap. But I
Okay.
didn't realise that was like southern.
No.
Cob.
Well, it depends what it is.
I'm
A
going with
roll
cob.
bap.
I'm going with
I
cob.
genuinely have never heard cob in my life.
Have you not?
No.
Right,
We've
go on.
next got a Wigan kebab.
A Wigan.
What is a Wigan kebab?
Is it a kebab from Wigan?
A kebab from Wigan?
A Wigan kebab.
I've never heard that in my life. Are these common phrases?
Yeah.
I've never heard these in my
A
life.
Wigan kebab.
I can't even
It's
guess.
a food.
Is it a kebab
A
from
kebab
Wigan?
from Wigan.
A Wigan
I'm
kebab.
going to have to go with
Yeah,
that.
it's a pie in like a bap or a cob or whatever you want to say.
I've never
Pie
heard that.
in like in bread.
Yeah,
A
basically.
pie in
Why
bread.
you put? So you got a
I think it's
bread,
quite Manchester.
pie, bread.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think it's quite Manchester.
that's quite fair enough.
It's a Wigan
Yeah, it's-
thing.
I personally don't know whether I could eat.
You know, because it's called a Wigan kebab. Probably a Wigan thing.
Probably a Wigan
Probably,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah. Then we've got one that you probably do know.
Okay.
Tar.
Get this. Tar.
Tar, yeah.
Like thank you.
Yeah!
Oh,
Like
wait,
tar.
oh, yeah, no, I didn't know
You've
that.
definitely
What,
I
not-
don't
not the
use
black
it.
stuff on
I
the
don't
roads?
use it.
You've
yeah.
definitely heard me say it though.
No, I don't say that. But I've heard of it.
Tar.
I've heard of it. Tar.
Yeah. We've got one that kind of, it means two things.
Okay.
So you've got all right, like that's how I say it as a Leeds person.
Right.
It's all right. What does that mean though, in slang?
Wait, what does what mean?
All right, like you go up to
Alright.
someone, you're like, all right,
Alright.
What does that mean?
yeah.
Means all right. Like how you doing?
Are you
Yeah.
alright?
Hello.
Yeah.
It's like a hello, yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't
I'd
expect a
understand that.
reply.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
people reply to you and you're like, I didn't want a reply.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
We've got have a cuppa. You probably know this
Yeah,
one.
I
It's
know
like-
that.
Cup of
Yeah.
tea,
Yeah.
Not something I'd say though. I don't actually
Uh,
like tea.
Cuppa?
No.
Not a tea,
no.
but you have just caused some
So, I know,
controversy
yeah.
there.
No.
Yeah, she's a coffee girl.
I'm a
Coffee.
coffee.
I
girl.
like
Yeah,
coffee, to be fair.
Beth has a decaf coffee before she goes to bed at night.
Really?
Because
gosh,
I like
okay.
coffee, but I need my sleep. I need my beauty sleep.
Do.
It's gonna have to be decaf.
You do. I just thought that was. And then we've got in it.
In it.
Isn't it?
Just
yeah.
in
In it.
In it.
I use that
What
like.
does in it
ironic-
mean though,
yeah.
guys?
It just means in it, isn't it?
Like, doesn't it? Like,
Yeah. So.
kind of.
Yeah.
like-
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
like
just kind of
those.
put yeah right.
Yeah. Right.
And then we've got Reeton.
Reason.
Rayton, whatever.
Rayton.
I have never heard that in my
No,
life.
I've not.
Yeah. You're right. You're like.
You're right.
Right one.
Oh wow. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Incredible. Is that them?
Is that all
Is that
of them?
all of the?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
it is.
Well,
I've learned a
Maybe
couple
we
of
should
things
do
there.
southern slang, so I feel like I'll be better
Maybe.
than that.
Yeah.
I
And
feel
you
like
probably
it's so
will
hard
as
to think of
well.
slang though when you're
Guernsey
trying to
slang.
think of it.
Well, northern accents are unique in their way to twist simple words into new unique phrases, but the truth is there is always new ways to change and diversify simple things or actions. For example, the way in which you eat porridge.
Oh yes. So why the producers have chosen to do a VT on porridge, we will never know. Never
Salford
find out.
Weekly bringing the big news stories as always.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it might be something to do with this because Monday was Worldwide Porridge Day, and to celebrate this big day, our reporter Scarlett has gone around Salford asking the crucial question: how do you eat your porridge?
This week is National Porridge Week, and to celebrate the nation's beloved breakfast, we're going to ask you how you eat yours. Okay, can you name 3 things that go on porridge?
Honey, fruit, and jam.
Banana, strawberries, and protein powder.
Honey, pumpkin seeds, maple syrup.
Never heard of the pumpkin seeds one before. I like it.
Apricot.
Well done. And what do you both like on your porridge?
Personally, I like honey, but I like a tiny bit of salt just for a bit of savouriness. I find it can be a bit sickly if you just had something too sweet on the top.
Chocolate. Definitely chocolate. Probably with little chocolate buttons. You know, like the Cadbury chocolate buttons. Those.
I've never tried that before, but I'm going to now. Thank you.
Honestly, I have to literally drown it in sugar, otherwise it's just too
Yeah,
bland.
I would say sugar or golden syrup.
Ooh.
But a
Not
lot.
chocolate. My sister literally like puts a spoonful of Nutella in it.
No, I'm not a chocolate porridge person.
Not a fan.
Syrup, I would say.
I have protein powder usually mixed in, and I like to slice my banana around the top and have it like that.
Strawberry jam, let's say that.
Does it have to be strawberry jam?
Doesn't have to be, you know, we mix it up whenever I have porridge, once in a blue moon.
Thank you, Scarlett, for that video highlighting the very important issues in life, porridge and how people eat it.
Absolutely. Beth, I think everybody needs to know the answer to this. How do you have your porridge?
It's a big question, isn't it?
It is.
I quite like some golden syrup and some
Right.
banana if
Okay.
I'm feeling saucy.
Yeah.
Maybe some chocolate buttons as well.
You
Chocolate buttons, and then it melts into the porridge. That's
Okay.
quite good.
So then basically you try and add everything to make porridge
It's
taste
actually
less like
unhealthy.
porridge.
Yeah, it's actually very unhealthy.
Well, I don't like porridge. So that sounds quite nice to me. So
Well, it's quiz time with our quiz master, Faith Tudor.
Faith, what do you have in store for us this week?
Questions.
Questions once again.
I don't have anything else to bring to the table.
Wow, here we go. I'm excited.
Let's go.
So I don't really
I
know
can't.
what
Who
to
won
say to
last
that.
week?
I think
Was
you
it
did.
me?
I
I
think
think
you
I
did.
won
I
last
didn't do
week.
very
Yeah,
well.
because
last
you won the
week.
first week, then you won.
Yeah,
so
I won
Drew
last
did
week.
win. Draw.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
This is an important week.
This is an important week.
Yeah.
Week 3, bring it on.
No. So,
Let's go.
first question. Beth, you've already told everyone you're from Leicester.
Yeah.
So if you get this question
Wow,
wrong,
such
it's
a
going to be
flex.
really
Oh, hang on,
embarrassing.
you've got an advantage here.
I know. So, what
to do
is
this.
the most central city in England? Is it Nottingham, Derby, Leicester, or Birmingham?
Ooh,
What a selection of places.
I'm going to go with
I was actually
this
talking
one.
about this earlier.
Were you?
Yeah.
I feel like it's Leicester now. I've gone with
You've just outed your answer.
Yeah, no, literally, I might change my answers.
I've got mine.
Right,
You
go
ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Boom.
Boom.
Derby.
Leicester, that's biased, I think.
No, because I swear my house is like in the middle of the country.
In the-
My-
your
in the
house.
My actual
You're
house.
like the
yeah,
couple
like
of
house
in
square
is
the
in the
feet
middle
your
of
house
the
is in
country.
the middle.
It is indeed Derby.
No, it's not.
It is. It's my house is in the middle.
Oh, I thought you were going to get that.
Maybe that's biased because you're from Derby.
I'm
that
not from
question.
Derby,
Yes,
I'm from
you are.
Kent.
Yes, you
No.
are from Derby.
I will never ever live this down. So, right, you might get this question.
Right.
Okay.
Taylor Swift.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Here
She's
we
excited
go.
now. Taylor Swift's new album drops next week.
I'm really at a
I
disadvantage.
assume you knew that.
Yeah, I did.
But how many studio albums has she made already? Has she made 8, 9, 10, or 11?
Yeah, but I feel like this could like depend on quite a few factors.
Oh no.
Is this
You know,
including...
like re-recordings or not re-recordings?
No, just genuine like original album. So we won't count Taylor's version.
Okay, I've got an answer.
She's going through the list in her head.
He's thinking about them all.
I think I could list them all, you know. I reckon I could have a go. If she gets this wrong, we're revoking her membership.
I actually will
Fan
quit
podcast.
if I get this wrong.
Society.
Right.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Go.
Oh!
Hey!
Yes.
She's made 9.
Has she actually?
She has.
Oh, what a
I think
guess.
Beth actually
But can you name
counted.
them all, Drew?
Can I can name the new one. It's midnight.
I can name them all, yeah.
I think I could name them all if I actually put my mind
Shall I
to it.
try?
Shall we have a
Go
go?
on.
Right.
Here we go.
Self-titled.
Self-titled.
1,
Speak now.
2.
No, I'm not doing it in
Oh,
the right
you
order.
have to
I'm not
do
getting
them
the
in
order.
order.
Oh, fine. Okay.
Is this? Can I do this for a bonus point?
All right. Okay.
Okay, right. Debut, Fearless, Speak Now, Red, 1989, Reputation, Lover, Folklore, Evermore.
See, I told you you'd come into your own at some point.
I
in
get a
this quiz.
bonus
There we
point.
go.
That
There
is
would be
for a
some
bonus
moment.
point.
Are you
The
ready?
pro.
Yeah.
Go on.
Go on. Right. How many destinations does Manchester Airport fly to?
Destination. Ooh.
Yeah.
That's true. It's gonna be.
Do we
a
not
lot.
get like multiple choice
No,
for this?
of course not. Just it's a round figure. Whoever's closest wins.
Okay.
I'll be nice.
Okay, ready?
Go.
Whoa.
Jesus, Beth, have you
we-
ever been to Manchester Airport?
22.
22.
I'm pretty sure it's probably
Oh,
22.
that was quite high as well.
Well, okay.
Whole world.
22 locations.
No, from my reaction alone,
Take
you
your
know
pick.
Drew's won there. It's 199.
Is it that many? Oh, I've gone with
Yeah.
106.
22.
22.
22.
It's probably not even less than that
Probably
in Europe.
22 like in the UK
Bearing in
maybe.
mind, yeah, they fly to England and like Wales and Ireland and all of that. That's probably like
Drew can have
6
the
on
point
its
there.
own.
What do you mean I can have the point?
That was a good guess. I
miles
thought
off.
that was high. I thought I was guessing.
I wish, do you know what, I might even cancel that out because you knew all of Taylor Swift's albums. We'll forget what you've just done.
Exactly.
The crime you've just committed. Right, question 4. Have you ever watched Fresh Meat?
Yes.
Only a couple of episodes.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. I thought no one was going to watch it.
Okay. Right.
So, it's obviously filmed in Manchester and Salford. It's even filmed on the University of Salford.
I actually
Yeah.
did not know.
Did you
not know
that?
that?
No.
Oh, they
I've
did.
only watched like
There's
2
one
episodes.
scene where the library's in the background. Watch out
Wow.
for it. I think it's like series 3, episode 5. That's very
Right,
scary knowledge.
okay.
But
Okay.
what university do they attend? It's multiple choice. So
Oh,
is
I
it?
do know this, I think.
You would know this, I think, because it's in a couple of the back shots.
Yeah,
So
right.
is it Salford University, Manchester Medlock University, Manchester Metropolitan University, or the University of Manchester?
My handwriting is always awful on this.
There we go.
It's the
See if you can read that.
It's the stress. Go.
Yay!
Manchester Medlock.
Yes.
You both got it. It's a made-up
Yes.
uni
It
as
should
well.
be. Is it? It should be.
It's not real.
It's not real.
It's not a real uni.
It should
Only
be
three-
Salford.
3 unis.
We should get them
Yeah.
to film an episode in Salford. Do Salford Weekly.
Oh, why was that not in a
I
programme
know.
that was actually finished
Salford
like 6
Weekly.
years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your final question. I don't even know who's winning actually. I've sort of lost track. Is it Beth? Apparently it's Beth.
Oh, it's up there.
Oh, it's
look,
on
the
there,
screen.
yeah.
The screen.
Amazing.
Drew is actually
Oh
in
my
it.
god, it's like a football
I
score.
feel like
That's
I
so
need to
cool.
win this.
Right, come on then.
So,
Is it final
question. King Charles III.
Yeah.
True or false? Was head boy at school?
Right.
Wait, we
Quick
have to be
answer.
quick.
Quick.
Go, 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 go.
Bam.
Go.
Oh, Beth, you've won again.
What? How's she done that?
She's on a roll.
Fuming.
Yes.
Not happy.
There's always next week.
Well,
There's always
I
next
said
week.
yes, and it was a true or false answer.
It's fine. I understood what
You
you were
get
on
me
about. There's no
going,
judgment here.
I think
yes,
half a
true,
point for
same
that.
thing, half a point.
Well. Thank you, Beth.
Well, that is that is it for this
It's
week's
loving the
Salford
fact
Weekly.
you've won.
If you want to stay up to date or even get in contact with us, keep up with the conversation by searching Salford Weekly on Instagram, Facebook and TikTok.
And don't miss our show next Thursday from 6 as we give you the latest on Salford. That's all from me.
And me.
Bye.